Hi, this is John with Thepinkcaravan, and I'm digging through a box of mixed vintage goods ranging from, there's some stuff that's probably 1930s in this mix, a lot of 50s, 40s, 60s. One thing that I find interesting in here, these beaded beads, I believe they probably would be Czech. Found quite a few of them in various colors. These are really neat looking. I think they're quite old, probably mid-century at latest. Some of them you can see fall apart from the threads being dry rotted. And there's also some of these nice sequins pendants. They're really neat looking vintage pieces as well. I found quite a bit of those. If anyone's interested in that specific item, you can let me know. And let's see. There's several of these rhinestone mesh appliques. Finding lots of earring cards from the Lisner. I guess that's the brand name company. Several of them have fallen apart. I don't know if these would be 50s or 60s. Some vintage sequins. Vintage cameos. These are vintage glass beads. I have an item that I don't know if anyone has interest in. This one is fused on string, and they've got these holes. I don't know if they're intended for rhinestones or they just get used like this. I have lots of yardage of that. It's a very old vintage item. I have these German flowers. They're pressed glass. They're really nice items that you'll see in the store eventually. And a lot of these vintage coral, probably 60s German coral pendants. I'm not sure what decade that would be. Sadly, many of these pieces have fallen apart. One of the most interesting things, I find this one of the most interesting because I like the designs. These are just plastic with metal findings that are creatively put together. Just multiple components put together and to make these layered beads. I think these are really neat. I don't know anything about the history of them. Maybe it was a company in America that did it. I don't know. I have these very old, I don't know if you can read that, Czechoslovakia. These are sadly discolored severely from the foil backing being so old. The little chevron shapes or arrow points, they were crystal color and now they're very darkened. I have some packages of these that might be available for sale soon. Let's see if anything else interesting shows up. There's some sequins, various styles in here. These are probably French. Very old appliques. Well, these might not be, maybe 1980s, I don't know. Might not be quite as old. These are button cards. I said elegant. I have a few of them here to show. It's the same as this one. And there was a larger size. There's black buttons, faceted, like this. This is old metallic thread. We have some of these with the labels on them too. I'm not sure if they're French. I'm not sure if they're really metallic either. They could be, have some metal content to them. Could check the end real quick. I'm not sure about that. It's like an embroidery thread, I think. These are weird. They're just reflectors for some vehicle. There's quite a few of those. This is very unique. I found another one of these earlier. They sadly are coming apart. They are these necklaces. They're made with strands of beads. Some are braided, some are just bunched. And these I believe to be 1930s, judging by the hyphenated tag. Czechoslovakia. Let's see what would be in here. Okay, these are some old beaded buttons. Very pretty. I don't know if these would be Japanese. And this old tissue. I also had some of these that will be available for sale soon. You can't really see, but they're like a iridescent. Maybe you could see a little bit. They're a button, and they have a really nice vintage look to them. They're quite nice. Those are in limited supply. Okay, this is interesting. Not sure if that's very old, but just a tassel. There's another earring. It just says tradition, so maybe they just did private labels. one didn't survive. Another one. These are just metal. Oh. Perhaps something was glued on there, I'm not sure. They got the screw posts on the back. That might not be very vintage, but 80s or 90s, I would say. It could be old, it could be Japanese. I'm not sure on that one. This was part of a button. It broke. I mean an earring. Button earring. I'm not sure what this is. That's just an applique. It's a collar. What is this? This is a package of appliques. They might not be vintage. They are nice paisley though. Very pretty. These are just plastic beads, I believe. They look pretty old though. Quite a few of those. Now, these are an interesting item. This is a hollow, what I believe to be glass. Similar to a mercury bead, but I don't know what you call this style. I have seen a couple of them before. I have another batch that some of them broke. You can see that they're glass. See the broken ones. See, that's a very thin material. I believe it to be glass, but I have to test it. Very lightweight. Centers fell out of these. Javelin X, made in Czechoslovakia. It's a nice little strip of buttons. See, sample package. Little square stones. Sword colors. shells in there. Some old wooden beads. What are these about? Looks like it's pre-made into some type of I don't know if it's a necklace or what. Oh, that's a unique item. Setting buckle. Now this is a plastic remake of the 1930s Czech glass, the jade. Applique. Another reflector. Bizarre. Okay, this is some glass beads. They look like they may have been handmade from Japan. Here's some more of those hollow. Hear them clank like that. Don't know if these are lucite or glass, honestly. You see how they break, though. That's what makes me think they're glass. If anyone knows what type of beads these are, send me a message. This is a really unique item that I found in this mix. I found another one of them. This is a hollow glass, and I don't know if something was in the one side. There's only a hole on one side. Something was in that hole, or if that's just how it was made. And it seems to have had a lining. I don't know if this is mercury glass. And with the metallic lining that wore off. That's what I'm guessing. So that's the second one of those I have. And this is a strand of Monty's. I believe it is probably Swarovski crystal. It's the second strand I've found. This one's a little better condition. The first one was a little tarnished. First one. So, it's a nice little find. Here's one that survived. Okay, it looks like it's about time to wrap it up. This is a vintage trim. Probably was just a sample. Rhinestones and plastic. Some glass jewels that didn't fare well. These vintage beaded tassels are really nice. It's a nice little item. Missing stones. hope you had fun watching the dig. Maybe I'll do this again sometime if you guys liked it. Feel free to comment whatever you'd like. Huh. First one of these I've seen in the mix. This is glass. It's gotten a little damaged, but it's very nice looking. Very nice piece. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Thanks again. And until next time, hope you had fun.